So now you've waited for it to dry for a bazillion years and it's all crackly and weird. But we're going to set this aside and move to the background. We're going to make a really fun patchwork background. The patchwork background starts with your sketchbook. Come to your next clean page and you'll need a ruler and your pencil. I'm going to be using a Sharpie so that you can see my work, and you're going to hold your sketchbook so that the ribbing is on top and it's the long way, horizontally. And we're going to create squares. This will be a challenge for you to practice using a ruler. Some of you have used a ruler before, some haven't, so you're just going to make lots of lines. And you're going to do your best effort to make them the same distance apart. And that's a challenge, but you can do it because your ruler is your guide. And you just slide it down. Each time you need to make a new line right below the last line. And your stripes are starting out the same thickness as your ruler itself. So you're just moving it right below the next one, below the next one, below the next one, each time until you get to the bottom. Then you're going to do the same thing the other way. So it's just the thickness of whatever ruler you have, and your ruler maybe, if you're at home, maybe a little different than mine, but that's okay. The ones in school, some are wooden, some are clear. You can see what's happening. We're creating a pattern, or a grid, if you want to call it, a patchwork pattern, just like the book, of squares. And you might remember, when did we do squares? We did squares at the beginning of the year where we traced squares in random shapes. But now, this is now very orderly and in a nice pattern. So hopefully you can see all of that. And yours may come out wobbly, and that's okay. That's how we learn how to practice using our ruler. It's not easy, so you just have to have a steady hand and keep moving it up and down on your page. Move your sketchbook around as you need to, and something like this will come out. So this is going to be our background for our Elmer once we've cut it out. And the next step is to grab your paint. The rest is up to you. You can fill these squares with all sorts of colors and patterns that you create using your paint. So I want you to go get some water and your brush, which you'll have in school. And you're just gonna go in and create those squares like you saw, inspired by David McKee. And you can fill each square completely. I'm just going to do a couple here so that you can see how I fill them in and let them dry. And the reason why I used a Sharpie again is because if I add water to a regular marker, a regular black marker, it's going to run all over the page, which would look interesting if we were doing like a tie-dye kind of thing. That's fine. And you can mix your colors here. You can make purple, just how we mix. I know I'm mixing right on my tray, which is probably messy, but if you have an extra piece of paper on the side, you can mix on that paper. So here's my scrap paper. And I'm going to clean my brush again. So remember, swish, 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 your brush does a dance. And jump around, make your squares random and colorful the way you like. And if they bleed into each other, don't worry about it. That's all the fun of it. So you'll see my video sped up of how I fill this in. Have fun, artists!